circumstance? What in your natural mind makes you think that after defeat that you can come back up and be resilient and still do the things of God? What in your right mind makes you think that even after shame, you'll still be able to come out and shine and be refined by God and shine as gold? So when it looked like what the enemy was doing was your demise, God makes it and shows it to the enemy and everybody that says something about you, and shows you and places you on this pedestal and says, okay, this is what I've been working on all along. So it confuses the enemy when you walk in a level of confidence, understanding that it's not you. It's because everything, when you look at it like this, everything about, I'll use me, because I technically, I don't know those that are, viewing, but I'll use me. If you looking at me naturally, the confidence that God has given me to do the thing that he has desired for me to do is far beyond, like it's a huge gap. And you'll say, okay, how does that even make sense? It makes sense because I understand that where he desires for me to go and what he desires for me to do, I'll say is far beyond my pay grade. It's more than what I ever would have expected for myself. It's literally given from heaven to the point to where it's like, okay, God, if you said it, I have to believe what you said. I have to walk in what you said. I have to just be crazy enough to get back in a place to where I have failed before, where I have been defeated, and get back up and say, okay, God, I can do this thing. I can actually walk in this thing because I trust you, not myself. Because shame is a real thing. Defeat is a real thing. Hatred against yourself is a real thing. Low self-esteem is a real thing. All these things are real. They're real encounters. They're real spirits. And they can either, again, take you out or keep you stuck in a place for years on top of years on top of years, or they can be the thing that can catapult you and push you into the things of God. I'll specify how that even makes sense. Because sometimes the enemy, what he will use to cause or bring death to you, God will restore you and bring life. But you have to be willing to receive the life that he's given and that he's extended even after these things. Because it's in these moments where you get to your lowest of your low, to where you understand that I can't do this. I'm not built for this, Lord. Like, help me out, Holy Spirit. I don't feel like I can fly. I don't feel like I'm worthy. I don't feel like I can do all these different things. And it's in that moment God says, okay, you have come to the end of yourself. So I'm not going to give you a confidence that is you. I'm going to give you the confidence that is me. And when he gives you that confidence doesn't allow you to look at your failures or your setbacks or your defeats. That confidence allows you to see the finished product as God has spoken over your life and what he has declared over your life. Because the enemy's sole purpose and his assignment was to make you or get you to the point to where you can never see the image and the likeness of God, even within yourself. So when you look in the mirror, you see all your issues, all your problems, every situation that you've gone through, everything that you face, because these things that you go through will put marks on you. They'll blemish you. They'll make you feel like you're unworthy and you're not equipped. But God says, I want you to, when you look in the mirror, you shouldn't even see you. You should see me. That mirror is something. Michael Jackson had a song, he talked about looking at the man in the mirror. Sometimes you may say, okay, that's an easy thing to do. I can look. No, when you look from the wrong perspective and from the wrong lens, you will see every fault, every issue, every problem that you have naturally. But when you look and you see through the lenses of our God, the God that we serve who is in heaven, you can see his image and his likeness, and it's tolerable for you to stand before and look in the mirror. It was a season in my life where I never looked in the mirror. Believe it or not, I never looked in the mirror. I never wanted to look in the mirror because every time I looked in the mirror, I seen everything that was not God. I seen every spot and blemish. I seen every issue that I've ever had. I seen everything about me that I was not happy with. And I would see and I would look for every small imperfection. Give me any reason not to even look in the mirror. It doesn't even care. And when you see me outside of the mirror, outside of my house or wherever, you'll be like, she don't care about herself. Because that was just the season that I was in, to where it's like I couldn't build the tolerance to be able to look at myself knowing all the things that I've done, everything that I've allowed to be done to me. And God had to show me that's not your identity. That's not who you are. That's not who I have created for you to be. What you've gone through, you have literally gone through it. But when you stand, know that you're not looking at you, you're looking at me. So when I begin to see him and not myself, or when I begin to see what he's seen, I was able to tolerate it a little bit better. So I didn't have a problem. And it gave me a whole nother perspective because I was no longer trying to hide what God had placed out before me to see. I was more so giving back to him what he had shown me. And in doing this, it was an even exchange. It blessed me and it allowed me to see the greater good and what was to come out of everything that I had gone through. A lot of times you standing in the mirror, and I don't know why I'm going, but again, I'm just expressing. When you stand in the mirror, it's not about you. It's not about you seeing again what you've gone through. It's seeing that you are a testimony because you're able to stand again. It's showing you what you're able to overcome, what you have overcome. And God showed you this only so that you can see that you are overcomer, that you will make it through it. So when things, the whole broadcast of today is about us overcoming this spirit of fear, overcoming this sudden fear. The fear that you say, okay, Lord, when it came, I didn't expect it. I didn't even know where this came from. I was doing good. Why did this even happen? I was moving. I was walking. I was breathing in faith. I was doing everything that I was supposed to be doing. Why did this happen? Where did this come from? And today God is exposing exactly where it comes from. It comes from the enemy. It does not come from him. Because the word of the Lord tells us in Timothy, it says God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. So he's given us what we need to overcome this spirit of fear. So his expression in telling you this today is showing that he loves you. It's showing you that he's trying to give you this soundness of mind. What is the soundness of mind? That's him giving you his peace. His peace which transcends all understanding. So despite what you're faced with, despite whatever obstacles it seems like you have to overcome, as people say, despite whatever Goliaths that are standing before you, it's not for you to think that you don't have the ability to take these things down and that they're going to defeat you. But it's God showing you that you can do it, that he is your confidence, that he will not allow your foot to be moved. He will not allow your foot to be taken. He's going to do and equipped you for this battle that is up ahead. So when the enemy thinks he's trying to do something suddenly and out of the blue, you're already prepared for it. You've already been on it. It's like as soon as you don't hear something right, as soon as you hear a voice that's not the voice of God, as soon as you see something that's not from God, as soon as you're able to experience these different things that did not come from God, you're on high. It's like your senses are heightened and you're on high alert. So the enemy can't use anything to defeat you. He's only giving you a warning for the things that are up ahead to let you know that there will be something that will come that will challenge you. But in it challenging you, it's not going to break you or take you out of me. But you have to trust me in this process. You have to understand that when you go through this process, as you're going through it, you're not going through it by yourself. You're going through it with me. I'm here to show you. I'm here to let you know that I'm going to be with you. So don't be afraid of what you see. Don't allow what you see, but in fact, use the faith, I can't say that in the name of Jesus. Use the faith that I have given you to overcome the obstacles that you face and that are before you, even if it seems like you're not qualified and that you're not equipped. Even when it seems like the brother or the sister on the side of you, things aren't going right. It's not for you to take on the burdens or the issues that they're going through and take that on yourself and say, okay, well, since this happened to them, it's going to happen to me. No, it's not the same thing. Your journey is completely different. The level that God has put you on is completely different. So it's not the same as those that are standing beside you because you don't know where God has them and what part of the journey that they're on, or even if they're on a journey for that matter. You do not compare. Again, don't compare your circumstance or your situation to the next person because you do not know how they got there or why they're going through what they're going through. It's for you to focus and pay attention to your journey and where you have to go because you'll get caught up and again, looking at what somebody else is going through and you will miss where God desires for you to go. So it's like you driving on the highway and then you'll miss your exit paying attention to what the car next to you is doing. We cannot afford this season to miss our exit. If anything, you should always have a mindset to be observant and to be able to yield and see what the Spirit of the Lord is doing in every season and in every circumstance and in every situation. Right now, I'm at a time in my life to where I'm like, okay, God, I want to be aware as to what's taking place and what you're doing. And I want to be able to capture these moments and these things that you're allowing me to go through, whether they seem good or whether they seem bad, because I want to learn from them, because I know that you have a greater purpose, because I know that you desire for me to go somewhere and to do something that I have never done before. And I'm open to it and I'm willing and I'm yielded to the Spirit of the Lord. And again, going back to that being discomfort, is it comfortable? No, it's by far very, very uncomfortable. But I'm willing to go through that discomfort so that I may be able to get to the place that God desires for me to be. Because a lot of times, again, that discomforting is not for you, it's for somebody else. You have to go through for someone else so that they can make it to the place that God desires for them to be, or even come into the knowledge of God. Because sometimes even you suffering and going through what you're going through, you're doing that so that somebody can understand who God is, so that somebody can see Christ through your life. And you may say, well, everybody should know who Jesus is. Everybody should know who God is. Everybody should have their own encounter. They should. But how they get there is solely dependent on you. What are you doing? What sacrifices are you making? What suffering are you enduring? What are you going through that's going to benefit the next person? Whether they know you closely, or whether they know you from far extended, or whether they don't know you at all. Everything that we do, and God and I've expressed this before, it has to be intentional. Not just intentional, we have to be obedient. Obedient, if I've never understood the importance of obedience in my entire existence, I'm really gaining clarity on it now. And I only say that because I'm too a person that have been disobedient. I have disobeyed the word of God. I have went against the grain for my very own reason. So again, I'm not telling you, I'm not sitting here saying like, okay, I've always obeyed God my entire life and I always listen to everything he told me. No. There was some seasons God would tell me stuff plain as day, clear as day, confirm it 2 or 3 times, and I would still say, okay, yeah, but I'm going to do my own thing. I don't want to do that right now. I'm not ready to do that right now. What did that bring? Catastrophic events after that, because I didn't listen. So now I'm at a place where it's like, okay, God, I want to be able to be obedient. I want the spirit of obedience to rest and abide over my life so that I may do what you have created for me to do, because it's important. Because every time that you're disobedient, it causes something catastrophic or a death to take place. Something has to be separated. Every time that you're disobedient, a separation has to take place. Every time, and I'll give you this if you want to understand it. I'll give you Abraham when it came down to Lot. When it came down to Abraham and Lot, God never told Abraham to take Lot with him. He allowed Lot to go. He allowed Lot to be there, but he never told him, hey, you leave your father's house and you leave your country, your kindred, you leave all these people, everything that you knew, you leave all this and you take Lot too. He never told him that. So Abraham took Lot as a form of comfort. And when he took Lot, God allowed Lot to be there. But Abraham also had to go through some unnecessary situations or circumstances due to who he had taken with him. So then it gets to the point to where, okay, now Lot has delivered him and his family from Sodom and Gomorrah, and God delivers them and does all these things. So now they're on a camp, and Lot's people are getting into it with Abraham's people. So God allows a fight to take place. God allows that fight to take place so that a separation has to come. And that separation only came so that Abraham can experience the fulfillment of the will of God. It did not happen before that. The fulfillment only came when the separation came between Abraham and Lot. And sometimes we have to allow God to take the very thing that we find comforting to us only for fulfillment to come. Even if we don't understand it, even if it's agonizing, even if it can cause great anguish, because a lot of times, because of what we're connected to and what we're used to, it will be the greatest strains on our life. It can cause the biggest issues in our life, especially when it comes to you having to separate from that person, that place, or that thing, because a lot of times it's a noun. So God draws you out and says, okay, I want you to leave everything so that I can fulfill you, so that I can fill every void that's within you. Because a lot of times we only keep things or people or places because of the voids that we feel, because of what we feel like we don't measure or add up to. So God wants to take you out of the environment or bring you out of a location and bring you to another city or another state or even another part of the city that you're in. And because you feel like you don't measure up, or that you don't meet that status quo, you feel as though it's like, okay, God, I don't want to go. So you'll try to bring a little bit of that place only to give you that sense of comfort. But it becomes a hindrance to you only because it keeps you from reaching the full fulfillment of who God desires for you to be. So God doesn't want that reproach of evil to be on you anymore. He doesn't want the old life to be a part of you anymore. He desires to do a new thing in you. So you have to be willing to shred away all those things that are not of God, to be stripped so that God can build you, so that he can clothe you again in new garments and do a new thing with you. But keeping the old will keep you from getting the new. You'll never fulfill the new if you keep on to the old. If you keep hold to the old, you have to be willing to let the old go. It is a day-to-day process. It does not oftentimes happen overnight, but you have to be willing to give those things up so that you can receive the fulfillment of what God desires. Going back to sudden fear before we come into closing, God has expressed a lot of great things today, and I truly thank Him because I pray that it not only has blessed you, but it's blessed me too. But even in all that He's expressed, at the end of the day, it goes back. Everything always points back to Him. Everything that He desires, whether it's for you, whether it's for your bloodline, whether it's for the next door neighbor, whomever it may be, everything always goes back to Him. It points back at Him. And my prayer for us all today is that if you did not take anything, or even if you was challenged by anything that was released, my prayer is that you take Him, that you receive Him, that you receive Christ your Lord, Christ your King, that you receive Him, because I truly believe that in opening up your heart and being open to everything that He has expressed, it would allow you to walk in this confidence that is Him. It would also allow you to see the greater good and to not be afraid of what this next season in your life may look like, despite what happens. It would allow you to function and operate full on in faith so that you may see the glory of God that is to be revealed in your life. Because a lot of times too, we don't understand all this suffering is not in vain. We're not going through this for no reason. Everything serves a purpose in God. He uses everything, and even in all things He tells us to rejoice always. He tells us to take joy in all things. He desires this for our lives. He tells us to just stay in Him and be thankful and be grateful in all things, because He is a faithful God, because He is a good God, even when you don't understand, even when you cannot comprehend. Because again, in some seasons, some stuff you just can't comprehend. Some stuff you're trying to find answers within other people that only God can give you the answer for. But it takes you being sensitive, takes you being able to hear Him and to see Him as He moves and as He releases what you desire for Him to release. You have to be able to receive those things, but you have to be in a place to where you're open to receive it, because you can't receive anything closed. You can't walk through a closed door. That's another story, but you can't walk through a closed door. The door has to be open. So in this season, as God is opening up this door, as He's allowing you to come in, you have to be willing to walk through it so that you can receive the fulfillment of what He said. So I love you all.